Welcome to First Year Seminar. I'm Dr. Kyle Stedman. This is the only time you'll see me without my mask on for a while. Sorry, kind of weird. I'm here to show you just a couple of things about our online spaces for First Year Sem. I know that sometimes coming to college and knowing that every professor will use Canvas, which is our course website, everyone will use Canvas a little differently or not at all. So sometimes it's helpful to just have someone say, look, this is how we're going to use it here in this class. I know that can be frustrating. I hope that's actually a good skill to get used to kind of being flexible, when you go to one space, one job, one wherever you go, and being ready to work and do awesome things in that space, however weird and crazy it is. Is this making it sound bad? I don't know. Let's just get to it. See, here on the home base of our class, you'll see a few things, right? A few basic things of information here, which I'll probably add to if I think of more. Here's a PDF to our course syllabus, and here's ways to get in touch with me and with your two Reggies. And you might be like, my Reggies? Well, yeah, if you click that syllabus, you'll see that, hey, there's me. And that Micaiah and Maurice are upper class students who are taking this class with you. That means that they want to help you during orientation, but also through the whole semester and actually into the spring. They're your go-to people to answer questions that you feel embarrassed to ask me or that I might not know. I mean, after all, they're the ones who have been on campus, lived on campus, done the student thing here. I'm just a professor. That's a really cool thing. So please, please, please reach out to any and all of us. A couple things you'll see if you click on modules. In this class, modules is a really important link here because when you get to the modules, that's where I've kind of collected things in the way that I want to collect it. So you'll see there's a module here for resources. Oh, you know what? Actually, this will be less confusing if I go to a student view. There's kind of like the view that I see as a professor and there's a view you see. Okay, let me go to modules. I'm not going to start over there. It's a global pandemic. We're all kind of weird, right? You'll see there's a resource module here where whenever there's stuff that I think will apply to you throughout the whole semester, I'll add some stuff here. I'll explain a couple of those in a minute. And then the first main module of class, the first main chunk of 3 that we'll go through is this music is personal idea. This class is all about writing about music and the way music affects us, the way music connects us to others across cultures and difference, and the way that music is powerful in the world. So we'll start out by thinking about how does music affect us alone. And you'll see I'll often organize things like this where there's kind of like a content section and then I'll indent like a few links, some things that we'll talk about throughout that module. Then you'll see there's you can make it bigger and smaller. Look at that. Cool, huh? You'll see there's a small assignment section where these are the homeworks that I've made available so far. More will get added, of course, and of course I'll never add anything at the last minute and be like, ha, I put it on Canvas, you have to know about it. No, of course, I'll make things available and then always give you a week or so to read it before it's due. You'll see a few things are already up, and you see they all have these little due dates attached. And you might be like, so does that mean that's the day we talk about it, or is that the day it's due? What does this even mean? So if you ever want to know, you can always click the title of the assignment, and it'll give you exactly what I want you to do. Sometimes super specifically. Here's how I want you to do this. Here's how I want you to share it. Here's how I want you to submit it, or maybe not even submit it. And when you click it, it gets a little clearer. This is due by August 24th by 9 a.m. So that means that the date that you saw back here on the modules page, August 24th, that's the day that it's due. In general, for me, things are due before class begins, which for us is always a 9 a.m. class. So most things are due at 9 a.m. I know some of you are night owls, some of you like to get up early. That's giving you the flexibility to kind of work when you need to. As long as things are ready before class, I don't really care. I mean, I sort of care if you're making bad decisions, but I say that as a morning person who's married to a night person, so I don't know how I can judge that. If you're interested, you can also see the first big assignment. You'll see that's due on Friday, September 11th. You can go ahead and read that, learn a little bit about it. Some of it won't make sense yet, and that's okay. You're like, Strengths Quest? What does even Strengths Quest mean? Don't worry, we'll talk a lot about it. It'll make more sense. One thing that I am going to ask you to do a lot in this class is use Google Docs and Google Slides. I know a lot of you have used Google Docs and Google Slides and Google Drive and Google whatever in high school or in other kind of contexts, so I'm hoping it's not too hard. But occasionally I'll ask you to use Google Slides in a way that you might not be used to. So let me give you an example. There's this template for reflection journal here, and you see one of the early homeworks said start your reflection journal. Well, your reflection journal, I'm going to switch to it here, is a Google slide, kind of like a PowerPoint, that I'm going to ask you to regularly add to and adjust and make your own throughout the semester. If you click through the template here, there's some notes on how to use this, and you'll see there's a definition of critical thinking, and then there's a space for you to say essentially, here's the critical thinking I've been doing lately. And I know it's kind of weird. We don't usually think of slideshows like this, but I'm going to ask you every Monday, before every Monday begins, to have added at least 200 words to this document. So maybe you're like, you know what? In the last week, I really have done some critical thinking. So you'll hit enter, and you'll be like, maybe you'll date it, on August 13th. Last week was the most critical thinkingest ever. And you'll however you want to add there. Or maybe you'll see some other sections here. There's one on intercultural knowledge and competence. Maybe you'll be like, you know what? I really had an amazing conversation with someone who is from a different culture or country than me. Or maybe there's a effective communication section. You'll say, here's how in or out of class I really practiced being an effective communicator lately. And you'll just take those notes here. Eventually, as the semester goes, you'll make this not look boring. You'll give it a title and colors and pictures and give it links and YouTube embeds and GIFs, and I don't care what you add. It's a place for you to kind of, through the semester, collect what you've been doing. You'll all, of course, have your own copy of this doc, and you'll, of course, share it with me. And if you want to just leave it at that, that'll be fine. Or if this is something that you want to let other people see and comment on as well, that'll be fine too. We'll talk a lot more about that as it goes on. I just want you to know that's kind of what reflection journal means in the context of this class. There are all kinds of other things I can talk about, but honestly, a lot of that will get cleared up when you come to orientation. I know this video is already almost 7 minutes long, which makes it way longer than any video should ever be. I'm sorry. The main thing I want you to do is feel free to contact me. You've got my office number here. You've got a number to text me at. You've got my email. Please, 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 please reach out whenever you need to let me know what's on your mind. It can be about class, or it can be something that's not class related. If I don't know the answer, I'll always know who can answer. A lot of times it'll be one of these two can answer, but sometimes it'll be someone else too. So awesome. Get used to the class. Click around, read around, come to orientation, be in touch, and I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.